welcome to final episode of Love Unveiled, the Resilient Relationship Revolution. I'm your host Waqas Malik, a forgiveness coach, and today we conclude our journey by exploring the path to everlasting love and happiness. Join us for a special conversation with Jon-Paul, an army veteran, speaker, high performance coach, and lifelong learner. Thanks, John-Paul, for joining me today.
Waqas Malik, so good to be here with you again. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, John, my first question is to you that how do high performance habits play a vital role in achieving lasting love and happiness?
Yeah, this is a great question and a wonderful topic too. In the journey toward lasting love and happiness, high performance habits act as real powerful, deliberate actions that we can practice every day to create opportunities for our own growth, for growth within our relationships, for that lead to more fulfillment and a deeper connection with the most important people in our life. There are many studies that have highlighted the real transformative impact that certain habits have on our mental well-being and relationship satisfaction. I call them the high performance habits. And research tells us there are 6 specific habits that correlate with higher and sustained levels of happiness, joy, and engagement with the people we love and with the world around us. People who consistently engage in practicing high performance habits are 20% more likely to report more life satisfaction and higher levels of sustained happiness. And that's according to a study published in the Journal of Happiness Studies. And this sets them up to achieve lasting love. Now, while the high performance habits certainly lead to higher levels of success in important areas of life like family, mission, finances, spirit, love and relationships, and physical and emotional fitness, they extend well beyond personal achievement. They really form the foundation of emotional resilience, social influence, and instills a sense of service that enables us to build deeper connections with our loved ones, our colleagues at work, and even our friends. Supporting practices that complement the 6 high performance habits, such as daily gratitude exercises, regular physical activity, and intentional communications, really help to foster a positive mindset and strengthen emotional bonds. We learned from a study conducted by the University of California at Riverside that couples who prioritize shared rituals and habits, they experience a 30% increase in relationship satisfaction. So by incorporating high performance habits into our daily life, we not only lift up our own spirits, but create a ripple effect that affects others around us in a positive way. And the final point I'll make on this question is that it's really crucial to recognize that the path from fear and disconnection and isolations that we all experience at one time or another in our life, to having that sense of safety that opens the door for love and connection, or sometimes reconnection and happiness, really begins with small, consistent practices that we do each day in a mindful way. Implementing these habits is an investment in our mental health and the foundation for building a life that is rich in meaning, purposeful, and with connections that last a lifetime. The opportunity for transformation lies in our commitment to continuous personal development through intentional habits that result in a more fulfilling future.
Right. So, what is the significance of the 7th high performance habit, radical forgiveness, and how does it contribute to long lasting love?
I love this question. And There are 6 high performance habits. They were developed by Brendan Burchard. I call radical forgiveness the seventh high performance habit because it's so essential. The difference between the two, the 6 high performance habits and the seventh, is that the first 6 are measurable. Forgiveness is a hard habit to measure. It's more of a feeling that comes, a knowing that you're in a better place. But I digress a little bit. Let me get back to your question. I believe we all have superpowers that help us navigate this adventure we call life together. And we need these superpowers to be resilient toward the things that life throws at us continuously. Whether it's our self-talk or challenges we face from the outside world, our superpowers enable us to overcome them and bounce back from our setbacks. One of our superpowers, I believe, is our intuition. That inner voice we hear talking to us all the time, trying to help us and guide us. It always seems to have our greater good in mind. It's like a built-in GPS whose job it is to guide you toward feeling safe and connected to the world around us and making good decisions for your life. But how many of you tend to ignore that inner voice? I know I do sometimes, but that's probably most of us, right? And what usually happens when we decide to go in a direction that our intuition, that built-in GPS, is trying to take us? We get into trouble, right? Or maybe it takes longer to learn a lesson or reach the destination. We just tend to underestimate the power of this superpower that we have. Well, the same is true for another superpower we have, the one that I call the 7th high performance habit. And that superpower is our ability to radically forgive. I say radically because the forgiveness I coach people is called radical forgiveness. It's an advanced form of traditional forgiveness that many people probably haven't heard about yet. So why do I call it a superpower? Well, first, because it has nothing to do with someone else that might have hurt you in some way, and everything to do with you and resetting your mindset. That's what most people don't understand about forgiveness, and that's why it's so underused. Forgiving is about moving ourselves from a mindset that is immersed in anger and resentment, sometimes guilt, to a more positive, growth-oriented mindset. Research tells us that we have about 60,000 thoughts every day. Most of those thoughts are repetitive thoughts. But did you know that up to 80% of them are negative or disempowering? That's 48,000 thoughts that are self-defeating in some way. So radical forgiveness is a transformative practice that holds the key to long-lasting love and healing, that fosters empathy for each other, compassion and growth in a relationship, but also empathy for ourselves and self-compassion and a desire to grow and become more within our own life experience. Beyond just letting go of guilt or anger or resentment, forgiveness really involves a deep shift in perspective, which allows us to release that energy that we invest in regretting the past or worrying about the future. Research in positive psychology consistently highlights the mental health benefits of forgiveness, and a study published in the Journal of Behavioral Medicine found that people who regularly practice any form of forgiveness experience significant reduction in anxiety and depression, and that opens the door to more emotional well-being. Now, in the context of relationships, radical forgiveness plays a pivotal role in creating enduring love. Holding on to grudges and past hurts does not help a relationship. It can really erode the foundation of an otherwise solid relationship. So the longer we hold on to these disempowering thoughts, the more likely it will lead to disconnection from the people that we consider the most important to us. by adopting the practice of forgiving, couples not only free themselves from the heavy chains of resentment, but also create an environment that is more conducive to genuine intimacy and understanding and compassion. A study at the University of Miami revealed that couples who actively practice forgiveness report higher levels of relationship satisfaction and a 20% increase in overall happiness. So, as you know, I could talk about this all day, but the essence of radical forgiveness lies in its ability to help us break the cycle of pain and resentment that is often brought on by the disempowering beliefs we have about ourselves and the thoughts that reinforce those beliefs. So, creating breakthroughs that empower us to replace our limiting beliefs with those that are more aligned with our true selves really fosters an environment where love can really bloom and flourish. And that leads to deeper connections and more fulfillment in life.
Right. So what's stopping us from breaking free from the limiting beliefs and unlocking our personal growth?
Yeah, that's such an important question. Breaking free from limiting beliefs can really be a challenge, yet it's just a pivotal aspect of our growth. Often people find themselves held back by fear. They want to stay in their comfort zone, or even just stay with what's familiar, even if it doesn't serve them. And sometimes maintaining that status quo is what causes our stuckness. It prevents us from growing and becoming more. And research in psychology indicates that the fear of failure and a sense of unworthiness are really, really prevalent factors that block us from growing more and improving as individuals. There's a study done at Stanford University that found people who resist personal development are more likely to experience an increase in stress and a 25% decline in overall life satisfaction. That's huge. And it affects the quality of our relationships, not just the quality of our own life. And I would say this too, Waqas Malik, we all develop in our formative years a narrative that includes a set of beliefs in who we are and what we deserve to get out of life and how far we can go in life. And that narrative eventually becomes our identity. And so in the context of your question, what's stopping us from breaking free from limiting beliefs and unlocking our personal growth? It's really this unconscious, this subconscious desire to hold on to these limiting beliefs because we believe them to be true about us. But the truth is, and you know this as a forgiveness coach, it's not true. Our limiting beliefs, the beliefs that we have about ourselves that limit us or disempower us, are not true. They were put there by someone else. And we were never taught that we have a right to change what we believe to be true about ourselves anytime. So when people fail to identify and replace their limiting beliefs with more empowering ones that are more aligned with who they truly are, their authentic self, that ripple effect on relationships can really be impactful, and not in a positive way. It puts up barriers to genuine connection and understanding. It hinders the potential for shared growth and mutual support and leads to more dissatisfaction in life. And we're not wired for that. We're wired for something much, much more. It's just all so preventable. So recognize that that by challenging our limiting beliefs, we not only unlock our own potential for our own personal growth, but also contribute to growing healthier and more fulfilling and vibrant relationships. And we deserve that.
Right. So how does forgiveness transform relationships, emotional well-being, and personal success?
Yeah, this is why I call it a superpower. It's a force. The forgiveness is a force that's waiting to breathe life into our relationships. our emotional well-being and our individual success. Think of it as the unsung hero, patiently waiting in the background for you to acknowledge it and use it to help you bounce back after a setback. So often, when life goes wrong for some reason and we don't understand it, we often tend to reach out. We look for a solution out there. But the beautiful thing about forgiveness, I believe, is that it's a superpower that's innate within us. All we have to do is seek the solution from within. The answers that we're searching for in our life, for a better life and better relationships, they're all waiting for us to discover them on the inside. All the answers we need are waiting within us. And when we learn to tap into this superpower, forgiveness, true forgiveness is capable of really turning conflict into understanding and strengthening bonds with resilience. It's not just something we casually do when we feel like it. It's just an extraordinary force, and it urges us to choose empathy and compassion over judgment and bitterness so we can discover the true potential of our relationships. And the other benefit of looking inside of us for those solutions, to tap into that superpower that's inside of us instead of looking out there, is that we become more confident in ourselves. And that gives us the courage to take on bigger challenges and to live our lives to higher levels of meaningfulness and aliveness and happiness. On a deeply personal level, forgiveness becomes the superhero of our emotional health and well-being. Imagine all that weight lifting off your shoulders and the burden of resentment being replaced with a profound sense of relief that eventually leads to joy and peace. This isn't just an idea, it's a tool we can use for self-discovery and our own healing. And in the pursuit of personal success, forgiveness stands as a quiet force that really fuels our determination to summon the best of who we are and have faith that our deepest desires are achievable. And it doesn't have to be profound. As you know, as a forgiveness coach, forgiveness doesn't have to be about something big. It can be just giving ourselves grace for having some negative self-talk that kind of diminishes us or disempowers us, catching that and just saying, yeah, give yourself grace here. This is a superpower that really transforms us from being ordinary into extraordinary.
Right. So can we envision a life filled with emotional and physical health, nurturing love and happiness within our relationship?
Absolutely. I believe it 1,000%. Envisioning a life filled with emotional and physical health and nurturing love and happiness within our relationships is a powerful and transformative experience. Picture a life where emotional well-being is a guiding force, where you wake up each day feeling a profound sense of peace and contentment and aliveness and excitement about the day ahead. Imagine physical health, not as something we wish for, but as your reality, with more energy and purpose coursing through your body, invigorating every aspect of your life with a profound sense of aliveness each day, and looking forward to reconnecting with the people that are important to us and sharing the day with them. Let that canvas of your imagination be painted with the hues of nurturing love. Envision relationships characterized by deep understanding, by compassion and shared growth. See yourself surrounded by individuals who uplift and support you, creating a tapestry of connections that build joy and fulfillment. In this vision, love becomes a constant force that nurtures and sustains, offering a sanctuary in the storms of life as they will inevitably be. Why do I say this is not only possible, but your birthright? Well, I believe it's because within you lies the innate potential for resilience, growth, and connection. It's a birthright that transcends your present circumstances and challenges. And I I know you and your community and me and mine are there to remind others that the power to shape their reality resides within them. The life we envision for ourselves is not just some distant fantasy that all we can do is dream about. If we can dream it, we can be it. If we can dream it, we can create it and become it. It's really a testament to your inherent capacity for imagining the infinite possibilities for your life and creating a life that's rich in emotional intelligence, social influence, well being, love, and joy. It's a journey of self discovery and intentional living, reclaiming the birthright that has always been yours to embrace. I know you're there to coach others on achieving more of that for themselves. That's why I'm so honored to have supported you and your essential and important work. And I'm grateful to have been given this gift of participating with you in this series. Waqas Malik, thank you.
Thank you for being part of this transformative journey. The path to everlasting love and happiness is within reach. Remember, your relationships can be resilient, thriving, and filled with love. Thanks, John Paul, for completing this series.
God bless
Thank
you,
you.
Waqas. Thank you.